Motherfuckers will look you dead in the eye and go, why do you hate AI? What's wrong with you? You're going to be left in the past. Why do you hate AI? Look at Sam Altman's face. Look at his face, bro. Look at his fucking face. This is an evil person. This is an evil person. Do you think this is a normal looking person? Do you think this person has your best interest at heart? Look at the way he sits. He is evil. From his sister, Sam Altman, sister allegations? Stop. What? What? His sister, what? What? Let's go! Slander this fuck! Oh my god. Yes. Yes, everything. Please, please, we're detouring so fucking hard. Sam Altman denies sexually abusing his sister after she sues him. Yo! Stop! Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This is so awesome. This is exactly what I thought he would do. Everything I thought about this person has been vindicated. We are totally 100,000% talking about the Sam Altman his sister allegations. Are you fucking kidding me? That's like the most. That's like the best news I've ever heard. Are you fucking, bro? Innocent until proven guilty and whatnot. Yeah, of course. Also believe all victims, though. We need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, so let's jump into some awesome shit. What the fuck? OpenAI chief Sam Altman denies sexually abusing his sister after she sues him. Reuters. So let's see what they have to say here.
The sister of billionaire OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexually abusing her regularly as a child. He and other family members
She seeks $75,000. That's it?
deny her claims. In a complaint filed Monday in St. Louis federal court, Ann Altman said the abuse occurred at the family home in Clayton, Missouri.
I need to hear what Ann Altman sounds like when she's speaking, because everything that I've ever heard of Sam Altman is that he is an abusive freak and that he does manipulate people and that he tells people exactly what they want to hear in order for him to get his way. And so I want to know what Ann sounds like, his sister. His legs looked comically small compared to his body. Hold on.
Members
Oh yeah, they kind of
deny her claims. In a complaint filed.
Yeah, let's see what Ann Altman sounds like. Is this her? Oh my god.
Hey, I'm here. I'm Annie. It's really nice to meet you. Here are my thoughts on a bunch of things. The short answer is definitely, absolutely.
Okay, she kind of looks like she could be related to him. Hold on. This might be her. And already, she seems so much fucking cooler than him. They're related, right? That's the same person. They're related. They're related. Right? Let's see what she has to say here. I just want to hear what she sounds like.
And the long answer is definitely not. Because we're all egomaniacs, so none of us are. Social media has risen a lot in every moment. It's continuing to grow. It's totally uncharted territory that we're all still exploring. And I remember when Twitter was coming out and I was like, oh my god, can you believe those people are like talking about going to get groceries or like, you know.
She sounds way more personable than Sam Altman ever has. He looks like a reptile. Yeah, she seems like a real person.
When I say, or when I've been like, oh, I want to detach from the ego, that's the most egotistical moment. The biggest ego trip is being, I'm egoless.
Okay, just off rip, she sounds more human and real than Sam Altman has ever sounded in his fucking life. So already I'm like predisposed to like believing her. Now let's see what's going on here.
Filed Monday in St. Louis federal court, Ann Altman said the abuse occurred at the family home in Clayton, Missouri, beginning when she was 3 and her brother was 12. She said,
Yo, did you hear what the fuck was just said?
In Clayton, Missouri, beginning when she was 3 and her brother was 12. She said the abuse included numerous acts of rape, sexual assault, molestation, sodomy, and battery until she was 11 or 12 years old. She is seeking at least $75,000 in damages, plus punitive damages, for alleged injuries including post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. Sam Altman co-founded OpenAI alongside Elon Musk and others and became one of the technology.
From 3 to 11. And he's 9 years older. Bro. Your sister making these allegations? I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know much about Ann Altman. I don't know much about Ann Altman, but what I do know, how often do people make these sorts of allegations? Listen, bro. I'm telling you, billionaires, people that get to these positions of power, I genuinely do believe are like just they have to be evil. How many people do you have to fuck over to get to that position? And how like low moral character do you have to have? Look at this guy in the background, by the way. Oh, that's funny.
World's biggest names after the 2022 launch of AI tool ChatGPT. On Tuesday, in a social media post with his mother and two brothers, he wrote, quote, "All of these claims are utterly untrue." They also called it incredibly difficult to care for Anne.
You hear this? Mother and two brothers.
Untrue. They also called it incredibly difficult to care for Anne, known as Annie, who they said refuses conventional treatment for mental health challenges. Lawyers for Ann Altman.
They're crazy making her. They're crazy making her a fucking victim.
Immediately respond to requests for comment on Wednesday about the statement and the.
Knowing everything I know about Sam Altman, I'm like leaning towards believing it. Let's see more of her channel here. I mean, I suppose, you know what I mean? If you're gonna have a fucking YouTube channel, I want to see what kind of person this is. So this is 2 months ago. Wow. Okay, so let's see what she's up to.
Welcome to the All Humans Are Human podcast, season 5. Welcome to the 4th episode in the Curiosity C series. Today, I am so excited. I get to finally be here with my good friend Yasika. I for sure asked Yasika to come on the podcast years ago, and we're here. And she has a YouTube channel that
the family has motive to protect their cash cow son. 100%. 100%. Let's be honest, she seems a bit nutty. So far, she seems like ditzy woman. I can't go nutty yet. I mean, I don't know, maybe slightly eccentric. Who's she hanging out with here?
Hello and welcome to the All Humans Are Human podcast.
The tattoos are setting me off. Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. Look at her tattoo. She's got love on her hand. No, what is this? Connection. She has connection on her bicep.
Season 5.
She has a sign back here that says fuck off. I mean, in fairness, like, if you were from 3 to 11, you would probably have mental illness, right? Like, you would probably have issues like that. Guy looks like discount Connor Murphy. True. R.I.P.
Welcome to the 2nd episode in the Curiosity C series.
You could make an argument that exactly, that's what, yeah.
I'm going to be talking all things curiosity today with Christian Klausner, Santa Claus, but with a Z.
The audio is god awful.
For that, and if we stay curious about how all that works, then
She for sure has crystals. Yeah, real. I just I mean, there's not much going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I say this, or I'm like pushing on this because I also am like, I want to know everything, have everything figured out, and know the perfect everything all the time.
How old is she? 94, 31. And man. ChatGPT creator Sam Altman's sister, Ann Altman, has filed a lawsuit alleging that he regularly sexually abused her between 1997 and 2006. The lawsuit, which was filed on January 6th in a U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Missouri, alleges that abuse started when she was 3 and Mr. Altman was 12. Mr. Altman, who is the chief executive of OpenAI, the firm behind artificial intelligence software ChatGPT, denied the claims in a joint statement on X with his mother and two brothers. like, what is... I respect you guys tons, but let's be real. 75K is not a money grab, especially for you. It raises way more questions than it addresses. Real. In excess of 75K is something required for this court, I believe. In case there's any doubt about the goal here, here is something Annie's lawyer wrote to my lawyer. Huh? Significantly, given our client's tort claims involve sexual assault and sexual battery, we are allowed to seek punitive damages in this case under Missouri law. This means we will be allowed to seek discovery on Sam Altman's net worth and present Sam Altman's net worth to the jury for consideration on a punitive damages award. Does that seem weird? That seems pretty normal. That seems totally normal. It is not often where we have a case involving childhood sexual abuse spanning many years of rape and incest, where the individual defendant has the ability to pay a 9-figure punitive damages verdict. That is a very real possibility here. Most sexual abuse cases take 2 years on average to litigate. I would expect, based on my research, that Mr. Altman's net worth may exceed $1 billion by the time we get to trial, if it hasn't already. I mean, is that so crazy? Okay, so I guess let's read the statement. Our family loves Annie and is very concerned about her well-being. Caring for a family member who faces mental health challenges is incredibly difficult. We know many families facing a similar struggles and understand this well. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking read. Over the years, we've tried in many ways to support Annie and her help. Oh my God, I'm illiterate. Over the years, we've tried many ways to support Annie and help her find stability, following professional advice on how to be supportive without enabling harmful behaviors. To give a sense of our efforts, we have given her monthly financial support, directly paid her bills, covered her rent, helped her find employment opportunities, attempted to get her medical help, and have offered to buy her a house through a trust so that she would have a secure place to live, but not be able to sell it immediately. Via our late father's estate, Annie receives a monthly financial support, which we expect to continue for the rest of her life. Despite this, Annie continues to demand more money from us. In this vein, Annie has made deeply hurtful and entirely untrue claims about our family, and especially Sam. We've chosen not to respond publicly out of respect for her privacy and our own. However, she has now taken legal action against Sam, and we now feel we have no choice but to address this. Over the years, she has accused members of our family of improperly withholding our father's 401k funds, hacking her Wi-Fi, and shadow banning her from various websites, including ChatGPT, Twitter, and more. The worst allegation she has made is that she was sexually abused by Sam as a child. She has also claimed instances of sexual abuse from others. Her claims have evolved drastically over time. Newly for this lawsuit, they now include allegations of incidents where Sam was over 18. All of these claims are utterly untrue. The situation causes immense pain to our entire family. It is especially gut-wrenching when she refuses conventional treatment and lashes out at family members who are genuinely trying to help. We ask for understanding and compassion from everyone as we continue to support Annie in the best way we can. We sincerely hope she finds stability and peace she's been searching for. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man. How are the legal proceedings going? That's good. That's a good idea. Good question. Judge throws out Sam Altman's sister's lawsuit accusing him of sexual abuse, but leaves door open to refile. Annie Altman's lawsuit lifeline by allowing her to refile it using Missouri's particular childhood sexual abuse law, which offers extended statute of limitations. He gave her until April 3rd to file a new lawsuit. So did she? They definitely killed that Indian kid that worked there. Yes! Oh my fucking God, I forgot about that. I totally fucking forgot about that. Oh my God. There's like an Indian kid who was like raising questions about like the morality of what they were doing, and he fucking died the next day. Dude, Sam Altman's a fucking creep. Okay, let's read this. Sam Altman's sister amended her civil lawsuit accusing OpenAI chief executive of sexually abusing her more than 2 decades ago, after the judge said she could try pursuing her case under Missouri's child sexual abuse statute. Annie Altman filed her amended complaint on Wednesday in St. Louis federal court. Sam Altman has denied her allegations and is countersuing for defamation. How interesting. Billionaire. We're not gonna say what. No, okay, that's sorry. Sorry, it was prime for a Kanye moment. Okay, but listen, billionaire, CEO of one of the most disgusting companies in the world. Okay, countersuing his victim. Okay, alleged victim. Annie Altman has accused her brother of sexually abusing and raping her various times between 97 and 06 at the family home in suburban Clayton, Missouri. I mean, Missouri, it had to have happened. Isn't that what happens in Missouri? Isn't that the whole fucking point of Missouri? She said the abuse began when she was 3. Yeah, okay, we've already read that. Sam Altman's defamation claim stemmed from social media posts by his sister referred to alleged abuse, including a video that said an almost tech billionaire molested her. Do we have those clips like archived somewhere? That'd be awesome. The Altman family has said Annie Altman has had mental health challenges. Well, no shit. She got raped, right? In a court filing, Sam Altman said his family has been helping her, including financially, but that her lawsuit amounted to extortion. I mean, what did Sam Altman's dad do? Sam Altman dad. Because apparently he's got a trust. Jerry Altman was a real estate broker and lawyer who was involved in affordable housing historic preservation in St. Louis, Missouri. Passed away from a heart attack. How did Jerry Altman make his money? Of course, he's a lawyer. Stop. Stop. We can't do this. We cannot do this. Okay. Real estate broker, huh? Lawyer, huh? Financier, huh? Jeffrey Altman. Sorry. The shocking evidence. Who's this guy?
Today, we are yet again covering a story that the mainstream media refuses to touch. This is the story of Sam Altman.
By the way, we're watching this. I am paying attention. I'm just eating something I can't eat on camera. So 1 second.
The CEO of OpenAI, who's being accused of some pretty horrible stuff, unspeakable crime.
Hold on. Is the audio coming through? Okay, good.
Okay, against his younger sister, and all the mainstream media will say is, yeah, but she's got some mental health challenges, aka she's crazy. But is she crazy? Because if she is, and just lying about the whole thing, it should be pretty easy to prove. But instead, Sam has decided, as many wealthy billionaires do, to weaponize the media and the legal system against her because he can. So after a year plus of a legal standoff,
Kirby knows what's
a couple
up.
weeks ago, it was reported by Bloomberg that Sam Altman tried to get the case dismissed because, quote, the alleged abuse was so long ago. So not that the crime didn't happen, but because the statute of limitations had supposedly expired. He then filed this countersuit against Annie, saying, quote, this lawsuit is just one more attempt by the plaintiff, Annie, to use false accusations of SA to extort her family into providing her with greater and greater financial support.
Yeah, I'm taking chin pills.
Without regard for her family members' concerns about how to best support her.
How would YouTube know? I don't even want to think about it.
Including placing compassionate guardrails around financial.
In fairness, like I wouldn't want to open the packaging on YouTube.
Support in light of her mental health condition. So once again, he's just painting her out to be this crazy person who's just extorting him and his family for money, claiming that, oh, well, we tried to help her. She's got all these issues. We tried to put her in a treatment, this and that. But no, she just wasn't having it, which I can actually immediately debunk right now because we got the receipts. This right here is from a family group chat where Annie is asking,
whoa, how the fuck does this guy have family group chat? What?
We got the receipts. This right here is from a family group chat where Annie is asking for $45 to cover past bills and $15 for therapy copays. And her brother Max was like, nah, I think you figure it out on your own.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is interesting. So let's read this here. PT is no longer covered. Past bills are $45. Therapy copays are still $15 per session. Also, will any money be sent for food for May and June? Hey, we all think it's best to have you pay for things in June yourself. If you have the money to cover prorated rent, a security deposit coming back to help cover expenses in the near term, and work set up for June, which is really awesome. We think it's probably best for you and everybody to have you pay June stuff yourself. Definitely call me if you want to talk about it more. That's Max Altman.
So the claims of financial extortion and that they try to give her the best possible mental health care treatment, that looks to be a lie.
There's no Wawas in Canada, but I would love to go to one.
Allegedly. And if we take a look at Annie's lawsuit, she's asking for $75,000 in damages against a guy who's worth billions of dollars.
In fairness, we did read that thing that Sam put out where it's 75, but it could be more. So
I mean, you tell me, but that sounds like this is not a...
That's fucking insane. Hey, we fucking fired you because you oughta... Well, I don't think she got fired, but it seems like her finances are controlled. Like the 401k from her father seems to be... Like, it's not... She doesn't just get it. Like, it seems like there's an approval process for her to get money. But yeah. Which makes things a bit more sketch. I like Sleepy so much, but it's unfortunate he's Canadian.
Not all about the money, but rather it's about seeking truth and seeking justice. Anyway, her lawyer responded in regards to the case being dismissed, saying, quote, "It's not over. It was just a procedural ruling. The judge is allowing us to refile the complaint to amend the allegations to conform with the Missouri Childhood SA statute. The case is set for trial May 2027. And last year, I spent hours and hours of research to gather all the facts in the public domain about this case from start to finish, facts that still no mainstream reporter, for whatever reason, is willing to touch. And here it is. This is a photo of a young Sam Altman, smiling in the blue polo, and directly below him is his sister Annie.
Yo, this guy's crazy. How the fuck did he get this photo? This guy's fucking crazy. What the fuck? He just has like their family photos.
They both look super happy, but with something horrible going on behind the camera. Because January of this year, the New York Times reported...
I know these fucking Yankoids aren't talking about feeling dirty for following a Canadian, okay? Better researcher than you? Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
...that Sam Altman's younger sister had filed a lawsuit claiming he had sexually abused her. Now, I pulled up that lawsuit to see what exactly Annie was alleging, and let me tell you, what I read was disturbing, much of which I can't even say aloud, for it could get this video taken down immediately, but you could pause to read if you want. Now, back to the New York Times article, down immediately.
Actually, I read one of these. Digital penetration of plaintiffs. What does that even mean? you guys see what I'm looking at? What? Progress to digital penetration of plaintiff's vagina and anus, and at times would also forcibly perform oral on plaintiff. What do you mean digital? What is that? Am I tripping? What does digital mean? Oh, fingers. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Sorry. I was like, what? What are we even talking about? Oh my god. Okay. I'm a dumbass. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Oh, that's terrible. Bruh.
Immediately, but you could pause to read if you want. Now, back to the New York Times article. Instead of taking her allegations seriously, the Times all but dismissed them, saying Miss Altman had, quote, mental health challenges and refuses conventional treatment and lashes out at family members who are genuinely trying to help.
Was she... Okay, here's a big thing that'll... I mean, it's not going to change everything for me, but I want to know when she was diagnosed with these mental health issues, because, mind you, these aren't poor people. You know what I mean? Sam Altman's dad, okay, first off, they have a trust, but real estate mogul, realtor mogul, and lawyer. You know what I mean? They had money. So if she didn't have like, you know, therapy at a young age, and why did she have therapy? Did they talk about that? You know what I mean? And also people were asking like, how would you be able to prove this? Probably whatever therapy records she had when she was a kid, talking about how her brother is touching her and assaulting her. But ultimately, if that was the case, that therapist would have a duty to separate the kid from the family. So it makes you think, when was this how do you say this? When was the diagnosis created or had? And why wasn't it when she was a kid? You know?
But you might be asking, why didn't she have any money? Great question. And this is where the story gets even darker, if you can imagine. Let's rewind the story a little bit. Annie Altman, she is the youngest of 4 siblings, the quote-unquote black sheep of the family. Despite completing pre-med at Tufts, she chose to instead pursue improv, music, yoga, much to her family's chagrin. Annie wrote in a blog post, quote, "My siblings and my mother Connie were very judgmental about the shift." The one exception in the Altman family was Annie's father, Jerry, with whom she was incredibly close to. He supported her unconventional choices, right? The music, yoga, even writing a book about how to be human. In her words, quote, "I will always be a daddy's girl, and specifically yours."
That's so brutal. Ah, man. Shame he died pretty early. Well, not pretty early, but like 67. Little young.
Fortunately, in May of 2018, Jerry Altman tragically died from a sudden heart attack. This next part is just sad, but Annie wrote that her father had a heart condition, but still had to work full-time until his death in 2018, even though she repeatedly urged Sam to help retire their dad, who dreamed of living in Costa Rica.
Fuck, man. What was Sam Altman's net worth in 2018? Bro. Tens or hundreds of millions. Altman held his position in 2019, amassed a net worth of 3.3 billion. Oh my God. Altman dropped out of Stanford after 2 years, to found a social mapping company called Looped, which sold for 43 million in 2012. He used the money to seed his own venture fund. Bro, he could have retired his dad. Bro, he forced his dad to work until his grave with 43 million in 2012. That's fucking crazy. He had 7 years to make a decision on when he wanted to retire his dad, and waited until he died, I guess. Awesome. Awesome stuff by Sam Altman. Awesome stuff. If you can't prove that he fucking raped his sister, he definitely did not retire his dad before he died at 67, while being a multi-millionaire. White people be like, I mean, depends on who you ask. They wouldn't refer to him as white, but yeah, no, he's obviously white. Literally forced his dying dad to work full-time until he died. Well, yeah. Guy had a fucking heart condition, yeah. That's insane. That's insane. Having that much money in 2012 and then not doing anything about it or retiring your dad, that's crazy.
Throughout her life, Annie struggled with her mental health and her physical health, which worsened as she grieved her father's death. And she shared on social media at the time that she suffered from OCD, anxiety, depression, IBS, eating disorders, which she said stemmed from PTSD. Now, if you had paused to read the allegations against Sam in her lawsuit, you can perhaps infer the source of her PTSD. After her father's passing, Annie alleged that Sam, her other siblings, and her mother, Connie, all hid Jerry's will from her for over a year, until her father's 401k company notified her that she was his primary beneficiary.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I need a source for that. I need that cleared up. That needs to be shown to me.
Here is a copy of that email.
Pete, please meet my sister Annie. Who is this sent from? To Palumbo Annie Altman, Pete Palumbo. So I guess Pete is like the lawyer here? Or please meet my sister Annie. Pete? I'm so confused. Who is saying? Oh, from Sam. Could you please send her a copy of Jerry Altman's will? I think you may only have a paper copy, in which case she can send you her mailing address. Or if you have a digital copy, I'm sure email will be fine.
Showing that it wasn't until
September 22nd, 2019. When did her dad die? May 2018. Bro, over a year later. Over a year later. That's insane. I'm sure he'll correct me, but yeah, it seems like May 2018 is when he dies of the heart attack, which is pretty tough.
September of 2019, a year later, that Sam finally gave Annie access to her father's will. Annie then decides to quit her job to focus on her health, expecting that she would receive that money.
Bro, I love this, but I'm just curious if we're ever going to watch Brown Dude's video game video. We'll get to that. We'll probably watch that while I play Fortnite, to be honest.
That her father, Jerry, had left for her. According to Annie, she notified her relatives of this plan, which she described as, quote, a 6-month plan to heal her body. But while filing paperwork, Annie discovered that her mother, Connie, though separated from her late father, was still legally married to him and used the surviving spouse option to override his will.
What?
Quote, a 6-month plan to heal her body. But while filing paperwork, Annie discovered that her mother, Connie, though separated from her late father, was still legally married.
Are we fucking serious? Did, what's his name? Jerry Altman divorce his wife? I mean, apparently his dream was to go to Costa Rica. Ronan Farrow. Isn't Ronan Farrow like a journalist? Is that like a name I should know? Ronan Farrow. Mia Farrow, Woody Allen. Jesus Christ. American journalist and lawyer. Known for reporting on sexual abuse allegations against film producer Harvey Weinstein. Oh my God. This is like the guy to look into. Hold on.
I'm an investigative reporter. For the past year and a half, I've been digging into one of the biggest unresolved mysteries in the AI industry. Sam Altman, why he was fired from OpenAI in an episode that's never been fully explained, and whether questions about his integrity that have followed him across his career are really something we should worry about. I obtained hundreds of pages of previously undisclosed and, in some cases, closely guarded documents. I also interviewed more than 100 people with firsthand knowledge of how Altman conducts business. Current and former OpenAI employees and board members, guests and staffers at Altman's various houses, his colleagues, competitors, friends.
Jesus Christ, this guy's awesome. Holy shit.
And enemies. And of course, Sam Altman himself, whom I spoke with more than a dozen times. With my co-author, Andrew Morantz, I detail murky episodes from across OpenAI's history, such as an alleged proposal to play world powers, including China and Russia, against each other, perhaps by starting a bidding war, as well as details of a legal investigation that cleared Altman to continue to lead OpenAI, and questions about what that review found and whether it can be trusted. I also encountered and now document no-holds-barred opposition campaigns focused on Altman's personal life, in some cases advanced by Elon Musk's associates. Many of Altman's critics, including close colleagues, allege that he lies. Some say, to an extent, untenable for any chief executive.
I've heard this too. This is like the main thing that makes me so skeptical about him, is that everybody says this guy just says what needs to be said so that he can get what he wants to have done.
And downright dangerous for one leading a technology that might change the world. Altman defends himself in this piece, but also acknowledges that he has had issues, which he attributes to people-pleasing tendencies that he's working to move past. One OpenAI board member told me, quote, he's unconstrained by truth. He has two traits that are almost never seen in the same person. The first is a strong desire to please people, to be liked in any given interaction. The second is almost a sociopathic lack of concern for the consequences that may come from deceiving someone. Altman is driving the construction of a staggering amount of AI infrastructure, some of it concentrated within foreign autocracies. And OpenAI is setting standards for how AI powers immigration enforcement, domestic surveillance, and autonomous weaponry in war zones. The global economy is now highly dependent on AI, and millions of jobs are exposed to disruption from it. The full investigation is out now. It's one of the most significant I've undertaken, and I think what it documents honestly matters for all of us. Another of Altman's colleagues, leading up to his firing, said, quote, "I don't think Sam is the guy who should have his finger on the button. Take a look and decide for yourself."
I just found something on this like Baidu website. It's like a Chinese Wikipedia. So in late 2018, hold on. Yeah, it does seem like they were separated, but I guess they didn't divorce. But that's so crazy, right? So while separated and technically not divorced, she uses that spouse shit to basically cut her sister or her daughter out of the will as like the main inheritant or whatever you call the fuck when you're like the main person to get the money.
To him and use the surviving spouse option to override his will, blocking Annie from the money. Now, based on a social media post, when Annie went to her family for help, they allegedly told her to just, quote, work harder. She posts publicly about her precarious financial predicament on Facebook, writing, "Hello, Internet. I've got..."
It's kind of crazy because essentially what we're being told here is like her only friend in the family is her father. Her father ends up dying and leaves everything to her. But because her fuck ass mom, who clearly prefers her brothers, and prefers her brothers' lifestyles also, she essentially weaponizes the fact that they never got divorced so that financially Annie can't get any access. It's pretty crazy.
Gotten myself into a very difficult position as I've been unable to work as much as I've needed to due to my mental and physical health.
It does in fact seem like there's a lot more to this than we would have otherwise believed.
I put myself in a financially risky position to pursue my one-woman show and podcast, and then had unexpected costs with health and technical difficulties.
Like, they're making it seem like she's like a crazy person that can't be taken seriously, but it kind of seems like there's a lot of sketchy shit going on here also.
I'm dealing with the consequences.
And also, like, wouldn't you be kind of crazy if you got, molested as a kid? Like, a little bit, especially for as long as they're claiming that it happened to her.
Consequences of my own decisions, and I need help. That same month, left without options, she signs up for the first time on
Body T, we support. Okay.
Seeking Arrangements, a site connecting sugar babies with wealthy clients. That's right, she was driven into sex work, which is, I think,
Not bad. Okay.
very different from entering sex work because you enjoy it. And according to Annie, her journey in sex work was a mix of survival, trauma, fleeting empowerment from her first client.
I mean, I will say, a lot of people that it ends up in, she snatched though, yeah. A lot of people that end up in sex work typically have a history of, so.
It's payment immediately.
I'm not saying this, then that, or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying notable.
Covering her overdue bills to dangerous in-person meetings driven by desperation, she endured harrowing experiences while reclaiming her autonomy. She wrote in her blog, quote, "I survived sickness because of survival sex work. Escorting, I'm not at all glad that it happened. I am grateful." Now back to her allegations against her brother Sam. November 13th, 2021 is the first time she posts about it publicly. And then 1 year later, on November 30th, 2022,
Bro, you literally sent an email to this woman and you pause it there, bro. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I'm a YouTuber. I'm a streamer. I'm a streamer. Yeah, like, also, she put that shit out there. It was in the video, and she looked pretty good. What do you want me like? Body T. What do you want me to say? Body T. Like, good for her.
post about it publicly. And then 1 year later, on November 30th, 2022, OpenAI launches ChatGPT to massive fanfare and meteoric success. Sam Altman becomes a household name, as we all know, the Oppenheimer of our age, as he's called in New York Magazine. Meanwhile, Annie is a ghost, who for the longest time, ChatGPT didn't even recognize her existence. Because remember, ChatGPT is basically just an internet scraper, so if he doesn't talk about her in his interviews, she basically doesn't exist. Now, the timeline is kind of important there because a lot of people online are saying that Annie...
So let's see what happens if I ChatGPT his sister. Who is Sam Altman's sister? Anne Altman has kept a relatively low public profile outside of legal proceedings involving her brother. Based on public reporting, she filed a civil suit. Okay. As for how she was doing personally, there isn't enough reliable public information to say. She made occasional public statements, social media posts, but it's not possible to accurately assess her well-being from those. Interesting. Very interesting.
Annie is making all this stuff up about Sam because she wants to extort him for his money, but as you can clearly see there, she made these allegations long before the launch of ChatGPT and before we knew it was going to be a success. Full disclosure, on September 24th, 2023, on the eve of Yom Kippur, Sam sends this email to Annie apologizing for not helping her. And in regards to the sexual assault lawsuit, Sam states unequivocally, quote, "All of these claims are utterly untrue. The situation causes immense pain to our entire family." Look, I don't know the truth, honestly. Nobody does other than Annie and Sam. But I will say that it's easy, super easy to dismiss these allegations because it's inconvenient. On one side, you have Sam Altman, one of the most powerful people in the world, a steward of AI technology that is almost certainly going to alter the course of human history. Annie, on the other hand, is his crazy sister. Who are you going to believe?
And that, my friends, unfortunately, is how the mainstream media and the justice system work in conjunction, in cahoots with one another to marginalize regular people in order to protect alleged billionaire pedos.
Interesting video. Really interesting video. I was in a tough position of wanting to let mom drive decisions as the parent and seeing how much stress you were causing her and also agreeing it would be better for everyone if you were able to support yourself. Dude, she has access to the fucking... this is weird. This email is weird as fuck. And thinking you needed medical help. Like, dude, they weren't giving her money for like her, what was it, PT and like therapy. Some interesting shit. I don't know what the fuck to... Annie F. Altman at gmail.com. Well, now I have her other email. Should I send it to that one? Okay, well, this is a great video. Who the fuck is this guy? 5149 with James Lee. I don't know to like what degree this is all true, but I mean, he showed me a lot more information that I didn't have before. Interesting. Interesting guy this guy is. Who is he? Official website. Stories the mainstream media won't tell. How can he... He's not getting that many views. I mean, 200... What's his most popular video? I mean, he gets views here and there. I'm just curious how he's making money. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah. I don't know if I have... It was copay for therapy and one copay for the hospital. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how that can't be something that they could have handled for her. It's weird. Might be a shorts farmer? Maybe. Yeah?
You might.
Yeah, I mean, this is recent. Yeah, could be. Okay. I think that might be all for the Sam Altman window that we've done here. Is there anything else? Let's hear one more search. Ready to Glare. What do I know her from? Why do we know this person? Why do we know who Ready to Glare is? Why am I familiar with this name? They did something that I'm like... Did they do something with Ethan Klein? No, I don't know. So I just know of this name for some fucking reason. She's been making drama content, true crime for years. That might be it.
Soap. Hold on. Okay, this video
I don't
started.
know if I want to watch this whole fucking thing because it's 15 minutes, but let's just see what she's covering. Okay, so federal judge, that's fine. So we've already been over this. This is just hitting every textbook point pattern, the narcissistic abuse list, the abuse of the scapegoat child that starts at a young age and causes psychological trauma, antisocial behaviors, and then those behaviors are used to paint the scapegoat as troubled. Yeah, okay. I like whoever this guy is. What are you saying? It's very interesting. Malignant narcissist parents will abuse their scapegoat child into PTSD or depression or other signs. Yeah. I mean, it's also entirely possible she's lying about all
I'm
this.
just curious to
Gotta have that. She was in some ACC drama. That makes sense. Okay, well, I think that'll do for the Sam Altman segment today because, to be honest, I don't know how much more I can even find about this. Yeah. Very interesting stuff.